Hi, this is Bruce Eastman. In the previous video, we selected the companies that we want to be targeting as our ideal customer profile. Just as a quick review, we used a data source to filter based on the industry, the size of the company, and we paid particular attention to the technologies that the company is using, not only from a standpoint of what technologies that they're using, but also to create an exclusion list so that we don't call on people that are using competitive products that would end up taking more time than we actually need. If our target companies are using a specific set of technologies, we want to make sure that we focus just on those companies as our initial engagements. We also want to exclude any companies that have recently purchased a competitor's products because it's going to be a waste of time for us to try to change them to our products in the short term. There's many different data sources that one can use to filter for our ICP. The one that I use is Slintel, which is now a 6 Sense company. The reason that I use them is two. One is they have a really good technology filter, and the second is that they have business contact information, not personal contact information. Many data sources that are based on LinkedIn have personal contact information because that's what's supplied in LinkedIn. Now that we've selected our companies, let's look within those companies at the people that we think would be the best people for us to contact, for our sponsors, for our initiatives. Depending upon the kind of sale that we're going to be making, we're going to have to identify who we think are the best people for us to be talking to. If our decision requires a high-level vision, something that's a broad-based initiative that gives their company a competitive advantage, it's likely that we're going to need to address the executive level. If our sale is more associated with delivering efficiencies, performance, doing more with less, then we can start with someone in the management level. If it's more associated with a replacement of an existing product, then our emphasis may end up being down at the user or the technical staff, which is basically, what are the features that your product delivers that make my life easier? These are the factors to identify who will be involved in making our buy decision. Are we a disruptive technology, which is going to require a much larger group associated with our decision process and that higher level sponsorship, because the dollars are going to be a higher level dollars and therefore the budget level is going to be higher as well? Or are we just a replacement for an existing product? And we've talked about this in one of the previous videos, that can be our most effective and fastest path to an initial purchase. Depending upon the type of sale that we're going to be looking at, we need to decide who all is going to be involved at some level to make this decision. The question is, where do we start? Who do we contact first? We want to identify who do we think's budget will actually be used to pay for this purchase. We want to start at the level that can actually spend the money, because lower level people often will not do anything or start on any kind of an initiative that's not going to be budgeted. We want to identify, if we're starting at a management level or an executive level, who do we think is going to be asked to perform a technical evaluation? What's the core skill set that's going to be required to identify whether or not our product meets or exceeds the requirements? During the process, we want to be thinking about who's really going to end up making this decision. We want to assess the strength or significance of the roles over time. The executive level, we want to think about, and I've seen many instances where if it's an executive level initiative, it has started based on a conversation between the executive and someone who's recommending a specific vendor and their solution because they've either already used it or they have some existing relationship with that vendor. If it's management, then we want to be identifying and talking about the blend of cost and functionality, the higher level impact from a company standpoint, but also the functionality and the performance improvement that the product will actually deliver to their group or to their function. If it's the users or the implementation people, they're going to be looking at this from the standpoint of what impact does this have on my daily life and my daily job to make my life easier. In summary, our products and purchase decisions are going to be made by a group of people. We need to identify all of the people that we think are going to be involved with that decision process over time. We need to match our messaging and the benefits to each person based on their role in the decision process. We go into this in more detail in selling to the decision team. We need to determine who's going to end up swaying the decision based on the weight of their input, based on the emphasis for who do we think is actually going to have the most input on which products to buy. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to have any additional discussions or have any questions, please feel free to send an email or leave a comment in the section below. Thanks and have a great day.